There have been so many amazing new books that I have been trying to color in every single one of them. These are all fairly new to me. I think most of them only have one or maybe two things colored. But aside from Mer-May, these are all the books I've been working in. And believe it or not, there's only 3 that are whips. Okay, let's get started. All right, so for the month of June, and there's a couple that I started in May, did a little bit, then I did Mer-May, and then I came back to those at the end of the month. And so I really just only worked on them in June. So these are my 3 works in progress. So first I have Rita Berman, Hidden Oceans. I just got, of course, Hidden Oceans and Hidden Earth because they just came out very recently. And I have not had a Rita Berman book yet. And when I was looking for a Rita Berman book, because I do like her art, I saw that these were coming out. So I just waited till these came out. So first of all, I have 2 that I have started, and this is basically just started because I was late night wanting to color after watching somebody coloring flowers. And then this one, because I have not really tried using water-based markers in these books. I think I did a little bit in a Lulu Mayo book, but I wasn't sure how they would work, and I was a little afraid, but no bleed through. And so I am next going to try a water brush or a brush with water and see how that goes, or just color on top. So we'll see. And I love the 2 fish. I'm Pisces, and I love koi fish. I want a koi fish pond, so yeah, that one. Next, we have Kingdom of Curious Creatures, a fairy tale adventure book by Kanoko Egusa. And this one is quite an intimidating book. I know everyone has seen flip-throughs of this book, but I have started and almost finished the title page. It is a double-page spread, so I still plan to finish coloring the sky, finish coloring the ducks and the cat and the eggs and the rest of this framework and lettering. So this is actually my Albrecht Dürers, the watercolor pencils, and I'm fairly new at using them, but I really like them. And these are not activated yet, so I'm going to finish coloring this and kitty and eggs and the scroll work and see how it goes from there. But I wanted to practice materials in these Kanoko Egusa books first, because I have tried in 1 or 2 of her other books, which I'll show you here, that I'm really not sure what medium is going to work best for me in there. I had assumed Prismacolor was going to be great, so I started with that. And it didn't go so great. So, and I have not colored anything else in this book. And I love pretty much every page in this book. So this is a beautiful book. Kingdom of Curious Creatures. Then I have the last of my works in progress, Mythographic Fantasy Forest, which I just recently got. And I have a couple favorites in here, and I was kind of afraid to start on my favorite, but I just started with one that I really like. And it's not quite finished. I still have the doors, and I keep changing my mind about how I want to do the doors. And this is all Inktense so far that's all been activated, and then, which I love the wood, and I love the moss, but I haven't done any shading yet on the leaves, the raindrops, or colored in the doors. So haven't done any shading yet. This is all just the Inktense and some little Prismacolor work on the moss. So we'll see how I decide to do those doors. I'm thinking rainbow doors, but I kind of had to wait and see how the rest of this looked before I committed to that. But even with the water with activating Inktense, it still looks really, really good. Barely any wrinkles. Looks great. So there are a few that I really like in this book. This is one of them on the next page. So, okay. So now I want to show you what I've completed. So for the month of June, I'm just coming off of Mer-May. I colored one mermaid the first week of June and got it in my video. But I have Magical Worlds, Johanna Basford. I did get this secondhand, so it had some coloring in it that I had to erase. See if I can find. Yeah, so this was already colored. So I erased as much of it as I could and started to color it back in. Whoever had it colored it in colored pencil, so it thankfully was not too hard to erase. And wanting to do one just for fun, I did this crab. I love anything ocean. I tend to draw a lot of these crabs, or a blue crab, a swimming crab. So I wanted to try a different color palette because I tend to do realistic, and I wanted to do a fun whimsical palette. So this is water-based Crayola, like the Super Tips Crayola, and a little bit of, which is it? I think, so I have a small set of polychromos. I had never tried polychromos. And when I got my Albrecht Dürers, I got them because they were so versatile, but I'm wondering if they're not as smooth as polychromos, because everyone loved polychromos so much, and I don't think the Albrecht Dürers are that smooth and creamy, but got myself a travel set of polychromos of 30 pencils, and so I was using that here on top of using the Crayola Super Tips, and they worked pretty well, and I really liked it, and they had a nice color range, so I may have to invest in a full set of polychromos at some point. So let me take the tab off that, and this is one of my favorite pages. I love this page. I think I saw Erica from Colors talking about doing this page. So if they do, I'll probably do it right along with them. It was one of those, that one or this one. I just think they're beautiful. And I have metallic inks and metallic pens and things that, metallic watercolors, metallic pens, that I just think combining those with certain color palettes would just be amazing. So I would like to do one of those. Maybe I'll do this one as a practice. And then when I think I have a hand of what I should have done better, then I'll come over to this one. So I am happily coloring in Johanna Basford books. I had a Johanna Basford book a long time ago and just started coloring tiny little sections with tiny little pointed pencils, and I did not enjoy it, and it was a whole different world of coloring way back then, like about when her first book had first come out, and I didn't know what to do with it, but I have much better ideas now what to do about it. So that was my little crab that I finished. In Wild O Nature, I'm never going to say that right. Walk in Nature, I think is the translation, but Reyhan Uydaci. I love her work. I sought out Rita Prince or Rita Uydaci work, and I got the tiny, it's the practice book that she has, and I really like it. I haven't colored in it yet. So my first Inktense coloring page was this one. And I think it's really cute. I really like it. I kind of turned it into a snowy scene. I used my Arteza metallic watercolors for the moon and a little bit on the snow. And I called this For Snow. And I just thought I was just so clever. But anyhow, yeah, really cute. It's sweet. And I like the palette. It looks like fall stuff to me. It was just the start of spring when I first did that, but I haven't had a finished pages video yet. So this is only my third video. So this is the next one I did. Trying out my Inktense some more. I think I really like the Inktense in this book, although I see from the watercolor a little bit of bleed through. But it didn't get on this page. I do put a layer between. So I have this one that I did, trying a little sunset with the Inktense. Sometimes I even forget to activate them. But some of the colors look really, really, really different. So, and then I did this one. So this one I actually just finished. This is definitely a June one because I just finished this like when I was doing the mermaid stuff last week. But there are a ton of pages in here that I would love to do. Beautiful pages. Love this one. And started this one, but I haven't done any kind of embellishment or painted the water. So that is another work in progress I forgot to mark. Okay. And I'm really bad about keeping track. So I don't know. I may eventually track all of these. I do kind of try to track in a book and log everything, but All right, so Tales from the Witches Cottage from Hanna Karlzon. This is my only Hanna Karlzon book right now, and I love her stuff. I want more of her books so badly. I was trying to get something from every major illustrator, excuse me, and out of her books, I couldn't decide. I looked at as many flip-throughs as I could find, and this one really spoke to me, and I liked it. I like witchy stuff. I like Halloween. I love fall. I may add more to that because I'm getting to where I'm embellishing things and making things glow more and more and more, and love that look on certain pages. So I think that I'll probably do more of that. So I may add to that. I did add more to this and I don't like it though. So it's always an experiment. Did I introduce myself? I think I did in another video, but my name is Autumn. There you go. My name is Autumn. Hello. These are the first 2 pages I did in this book, and I love every page in this book pretty much. So I think I'm going to try to color the whole book. So I'm actually working from front to back in this book because I love so many of the pages. I didn't know where to start. So I started at the beginning and then did these 2. Love the bunny. And I will say, if you don't have the large set of Inktense and you get a basic set, I started with the basic set of 24. And then I decided when they came out with a full set of 100 that I had too many to buy the full set and have all those duplicates. It just didn't make sense. So I started buying or picking out open stock. So I picked out about 26 more. I had a set of 24 and I picked out 26 more that would fill the gaps. So I colored in my swatch sheet and took a look at where I thought I felt I had gaps from when I was coloring, and lighter colors, pastels, a pale pink, a pale green, a pale blue, all seem to be missing. So I made sure to cover all those with what I picked. So one of my favorite and most useful colors is kind of a mushroomy color, and it's the background on this, and it's mixed with purple to do this background. But this background is called, I'm gonna rack my brain and figure out what it is. Just lost it in my head. Let's see. Silk. Oh, dark mink. I don't know why I couldn't think of it. So this background is dark mink, and it is beautiful mushroomy brown color. I used to have a pair of boots about that color right there that I loved. So I have used that color a lot since I got it. I did paint on white Signo Gel pen and then tried to do kind of like an opal iridescent kind of look with different colors of colored pencil. And then I decided it just wasn't reflective enough. And so I put my favorite folk art extreme glitter on it. I do have some of the color shift ones, but for this I just wanted just a plain little sparkle. So I love my little bunny. And I'm not sure if those are passion flowers, or I'm not sure. So there's my little Witches Cottage, and I had so much fun coloring this one. Pretty much Inktense and gel pen for the whole thing. I think the cats they were so tiny and I didn't want them to smear or get wet when I did the sky. So I did the cats in Prismacolor, and I did the yellow around these stars, or around these glowy sparkle things. Did that in Prismacolor and yellow, but the rest of the page is pretty much Inktense with gel pen. And then another thing I did with this page, the gate was really awkward to me. I couldn't tell if you were supposed to paint in these little areas, or they just didn't, she just didn't draw in behind it. I wasn't sure what to make of it. So I drew in a line for a sidewalk and a line for the bottom of the house to create the rest of the grass. And then I made steps up here up to where the door would end. And I colored that in. I made the lines continue for the siding. And I made the little pebbles continue through there. So it looks like the sidewalk continues. And then the flower. I've seen these done so beautifully, and it just didn't come out the way I envisioned. I still like it, but it didn't come out how I envisioned. That happens a lot. I say the more you practice, though, the more things you do, the more often you're going to start to envision it ahead of time and have it turn out how you like it to look. And her two kitties here I thought were so cute. I did these two cats to look like my two cats. So this is Cookie and this is Dusty. And then I thought that something was missing. Like the sky just like really needed something. So I continued the little sparkly swirls that were coming out of the chimney. And all the little sparkles around each cat. And this was a fun one. This was fun. I like this one. And that is that Inktense color that I was talking about. Like the mink, the dark mink color. You can use it lightly and it looks like old wood or mushroom color. These two are a work in progress, and I'll probably include these in something I'm going to record about doing backgrounds, where you draw in things. This one just calls for a background. It just needs a background. It either needs a room, a porch, a forest, something. So, oh, here's where there's a small one and a big one. So this would be Dusty, the gray one, and this would be Cookie, my black and white kitty. Gracie, what you doing? Sorry, this is my dog. Getting herself comfy. So, and that's Inktense. This is all Inktense and activated with water. I'm getting better about doing a lot of my shading at the same time rather than having to come back and shade more. So this is all just the Inktense one layer. These are both a work in progress, but almost done. I want to play with my new pan pastels and metallic watercolors on this. And this, like both of them, and I haven't done that yet. And this one needs more sparkle. This one needs highlights. So because I want to work in this entire book and finish this entire book, I will do things kind of in batches where I feel like just coloring backgrounds today. Oh, I feel like just water activating a few today. So this is going to be a full book for me. So if anyone else is coloring in this book, I started at the beginning and I've gotten about 6 done. And there's some awesome pages still left to color in here that I would love to color along with somebody. I made this one Dusty. And that's not finished either. So, but almost. So, love this book. If you don't have it, it's a great book. I love the theme of it. So, Fairy Tales and Folklore. This is a fairly new book. I've only had it like 2 weeks. And the first week, I just kept looking through it over and over and over, trying to figure out what I wanted to do. So here's my little deer, and I wanted to try a little pastel color palette. My white flowers disappear a little too much, so I may need to extend the little lavender background just a little bit further, because they disappear a little too much. But this was primarily the Color macaron pencils, and I really like it. I really like it. There's a tiny bit of gel pen on the outside of the flowers, and white gel pen taking the lines out for the white flowers, and then white gel pen on the eye and the spots. So, but it was a fairly simple page and a fairly fast page. But he's so cute. He's so sweet. So sweet. But there are a ton of really, really, really good illustrations in here that I cannot wait to color. So I would love to color along with anybody in that book for sure. Oh, books are sliding. Then we have Garden of Fairy Tale Animals. I love Kanoko Egusa's work. So I had to have all three. Here's the other two. The other one that I put on the floor already over here. Garden of Fairy Tale Animals. And I have not colored the title page yet on this one. Where is it? Yeah, I have not yet colored the title page. But I think I got this book because of this cat. I have seen lots of people do this cat. I'm like, where's that cat? Who drew that cat? Where can I find that cat? I need that book. So, but once I saw the book, I love that, and saw what else was in it, I had to have the book. So I also need Leon's Journey. I don't have it yet. So this is the first page I have colored in here. And a lot of this was my new Albert Dürer, and I haven't activated it except for I started to on the cake, and it left a weird dull finish. I'm not sure which pencils I like in this book. I think the mice came out really, really cute. Well, maybe they're hamsters. The mice are hamsters. But I think they came out really, really cute. I like my whipped cream. I like the frosting. I like all my berries and leaves. I think it's so cute. And I like the color palette with all the pink and red. Initially, I colored all these as blueberries, hence the blue outfit. And then I realized looking at the stems, I was like, those are not blueberries. Those are cherries. Like, well, do I leave it wrong or do I correct it? So I said, well, let's see if they erase. If they erase, I'll fix them. If they don't erase, I'm going to leave it. But they erased enough that I could color over them. But I do feel that I was still limited at the layers. Like, I don't feel that I could get any darker on some of these. So I tried different media on different pages in these three books, and I'm still not really sure what to do. And I got to be careful. I don't want these double-sided pages to get messed up. So that is the page that I colored in Garden of Fairy Tale Animals. So Symphony of Cute Animals. This is probably my favorite of the three. There's lots of lovely examples in the front. So I have colored in the title page, and I actually did a little bit of an experiment. Let me see where my paper is. Okay, so my experiment with this, and in my attempts to figure out what works for these books, is I took and did, Faber-Castell, Albert Dürer, water activated up here, and then colored but not activated down here, and then Prismacolor, Polychromos, Polychromos. Anyway, I was trying them all out to see which I liked, and they're all pretty much the same. So I do like the Albert Dürer activated, and it did fine. It didn't wrinkle up. You can't even tell which ones I actually did with the water, and it's these right across the top here. You can't even tell. So they look fine, activated or not. And then I do feel like I had a little more control with the Prismacolor because I lost my highlights here on on these that are the polychromos. But I will say, I have years of experience with Prismacolor. I have 2 months of use with these. So blending with them and leaving highlights with them, and so it's just slightly different. I do think they look good, but I did lose my highlights, unlike when I was doing the Prismacolor. Oh, I didn't do the black. Oh, I don't have that black. So black, the shiny black gel pen is like out of stock everywhere, so I can get it. All right, so I did color this one too, little cuties. No shadowing on the grass. Couldn't decide if I wanted to fill this in more with the sky and everything and shadows, but I like it so far. Looks really cute, and I would consider that done. A lot of people would consider that done. But this is like one of the favorite pages that I have done for the month, and it's, yeah, I'd say it's my favorite. These two little squirrels asleep in the basket. I colored these with Prismacolor. I wanted to compare, and because I had done the cake with the Abergdeurs, and then I did this one with the Prismacolor, and I ran out of, I couldn't do my third to fourth layer of dark on these. So by the time I did this little blanket, I realized, okay, I can't layer 4 layers, so I'm not going to overlay every color as I get lighter and lighter or darker and darker. So I have to go and like go right to the color I want and not build it so much. I can blend them, but I can't build them. So if someone has an idea, pencils that you can build and blend, let me know, because even though this does look pretty good, I'm very happy with it. It really was a struggle. All this in here was a struggle. So, but I do like it very much. I think I finally got the hang of it. I just have to work in light layers and not be so heavy-handed. So, but I just think it's adorable. I added the white highlight there. Made these into, I think they're gooseberries. So those are gooseberries. Now they're gooseberries. I was having trouble with one color blending, this medium brown, tan color, not the lightest, but the next lightest. And then I realized, looking at my stack of pencils from my Prismacolor pencil case, that one of them was a Crayola tan. And I had been trying to blend with it with these 3 other Prismacolors for like an hour or 2. Like, well, that explains a lot. So I had shared my Prismacolors in my classroom and let a few of my students use them. And we also have Crayola pencils in there, so we got mixed up. So, but no water, didn't do anything like that. Don't know if I need to do a surrounding. It was so clean and crisp that I was kind of afraid to do any kind of a background. I didn't want it on a wooden table because then you wouldn't be able to see the basket very well. And then grass, I really couldn't draw it to come up onto the basket very well because this is already colored and drawn. But I didn't want something that looked fake. So I don't know, maybe I could draw more leaves in around it. Maybe I could just do a shadow, like here and here. I don't know. But I love this. This is probably my favorite page. It is my favorite page of the Kanoko Egusa books that I've done so far. And I just desperately need to get Leon. I need Leon. And then the last page that I did, and I did this back when I first got the book, probably April or May, but I have not been doing hauls. I've not been doing videos. And I don't want to start later in this book and you're like, oh, you never showed us that one. When did you color that one? So I really love R.J. Hampson's books. I love the story of all of these books. Being an illustrator, I love the story. Oh, I did another one in here that I forgot about. So for Father's Day, I colored this one and I'm going to try it. And I sent a photo to it, texted it to my dad. We have Viking in our like heritage. We have like Viking, English, Scottish, way back, like hundreds of years ago. And so my dad likes that. He's done all the research for that. But this is him. This is my dad. He now has white hair. He said he probably looks more like him now, but my dad has had red hair most of his life until recently, and this just looks like him to me. Looks like my dad. So I sent him a text photo of this for Father's Day. So that was fun, and I forgot I even had completed that one. I like the leaves. It is mostly Inktense, almost all Inktense. So anyhow, I love R.J. Hampson. I need more books of his. This was the first book of R.J. Hampson that I've gotten. And I even enjoy his videos too. I highly recommend his videos. If you go to his website, all of his books are for sale. He has pages that you can download. He has color alongs with the pages that match as a download. And this is Mountain King by R.J. Hampson. So next, I have an entire stack that I will do in another video of my plans for July. So hopefully that'll give you some inspiration seeing what I've colored. I'm hoping to do some color alongs and demos and things like that coming in the future. Other than that, have a great summer and go enjoy it. Do some fun coloring. Don't stress. And love you. See you later. Bye.